Hey guys, welcome back. Grogu and I are here. Not to worry, everybody's safe. Thanks for this morning, anyone who chanced by. Sorry I went off on a bit of a tirade. I was going through what I thought was a pretty complex metaphor for the first 6 years of our development. As children, I made a metaphor that it was similar to tuning a 6-string guitar. And I thought it kind of worked because, I was getting there until I managed to get heckled into believing that these subject matters are quite boring, typically boring to some people. And I want to encourage you to move on. If you feel bored, I would encourage you to find, on this free platform, everything that you desire to see or encounter or engage with. But I tell you what, nobody needs hecklers who just tell you that you're boring, right? In the middle of what you're doing, and I think that's kind of not on. But anyway, I'm going to move on from that because I had a great day and I'm very thankful. I'm deep in my heart, got this gratitude that's just bursting out. I want to say thank you. I won't say who to, but you know who you are, and I want to thank you so much. You took time out to kind of counsel me into a better direction, a brighter direction, a more useful, positive one. And this is what we need each other for. This is what I want to get to. If it weren't for this human angel who spoke to me today with such kindness, with such empathy, with such wisdom that is known but rarely articulated, okay? And it's a rare trait amongst what I call the surviving vestiges of our civilization. Is scattered amongst very small groups of people, very small pockets of people who are really in touch with the spirit. They're in touch with their own journey. They understand what's relevant to them and what's not relevant to them. They know how to stay out of people's business when it's not their business. They know how to intercept you at the right time. Now, this person came at the exact right time when I needed them, and for that reason, it's the timing that makes me so thankful. Liz, hi, how are you? Thank you. Thanks for the little purple bit on my chat there. I love it. Thank you. I don't know how you get those things. I don't have one, but thanks so much for coming. The show is about you. It's about us. It's about all of us. It's not about me. In fact, I want to get away from me, so much so that I'm driven to thank you. Look, I appreciate it. I really do. It's more than you need to do. It really is. You really don't have to. I'm just like you, except I reached this point in my life that I thought I'd been quiet long enough. I've towed the line and done what I told all my life. And it was, thank you. Yeah, well, same goes. All my life, I was really just trying to be put on the right path. That's all. And that's what we need each other for. Just to make sure you're not drifting way off course, into negative terrain, into territory that's just gonna further undermine whatever it is you're trying to do. And I think that each of us got a mission, each of us got goals and closures that we're seeking, or resolutions, and I encourage you not to copy me at all, right? But to find your way. Marty, thanks. Thank you. Look, that's, if you can't share something good, I don't know what it's for. I know there's a lot of content out there. It's quite negative, and I don't really get into it. I do listen to it all, but I don't get into negative tirades so much, and I feel so guilty that I fell into that this morning, and that's a trap I'm not looking forward to falling into again. So I understand I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I'm not everyone's glamorous male model to look at, you know. And as far as I know, I don't think it kind of matters, like, because like here we are spread out across the planet, and you know, we rarely get our voices heard, even by our peers, even by our own closest to us. That's all I need to know. If I know I have a friend out there, I'm happy. You know how happy that makes me. But I wanna thank this angel. You know who you are. You were there for me. I was falling, I was down, I was about to get down on myself and say, look at what you've done, you failed again, you know. That negative voice comes back, and I'm like, geez, I can't live with this failure, you know. I can't. I have to do something about it. Like, it's time, you know. And so many people just, I can totally empathize with giving up. I've given up so much and don't want to give up anymore, you know. I don't want to give up even the basic things that I have, you know, just for a peace of mind. Like, a peace of mind means you don't have too much, you have enough. You just have enough, that's all. Enough food on your plate for that moment. I don't want the rest, you know. I really don't. It's holding me down, it's holding me back. I'll do anything for a bit of space in my life, you know. Like, and I don't know how many people have that craving. Yeah. Well, look, if I can help anyone, I've done my job, you know. I really, if I've passed the baton to you and you feel so compelled to spread that joy around you, it's a great thing to do. Make your neighbors happy. Just drop in, just say hello. Hey, you know, I got your mail, here it is. I know it's raining, you know. It's these are just the gift of kindness. What can I say? It costs nothing. It costs nothing to be kind. I don't know where it's gone, man. Where has it gone from being within people? I feel this emptiness for them, and I don't want that. I don't want that for me. I don't want that for them. I want them to feel fullness, like real satisfaction. You're doing the right thing. If you love cooking and you are cooking, you are doing what you want to do. That's pure freedom right there. If you don't see that understated, subtle freedom we have. Oh, when I cook, I just love it. I actually cut with thoughtfulness. Like, I know it probably sounds a bit OCD, right? Okay, I was taught to use colored pegs on the washing line. Okay, sorry, I can't erase that part of me, you know. But I'm not a person who does it in a kind of way that's not right. It's done in a kind of right way, you know, like in a kind of way that works for me. I remember exactly how many things I hung out and how many things there were. I'm great at matching socks, you know. I mean, that's a hidden skill. No one really gets into pairing socks, but you know, like, what's wrong with it? It's so great to pair those socks. Do you ever keep that homeless sock that has lost its pair and you wash it and lay it out waiting for its friend? You know, like, I think about that. I do teddy bear audits, you know. I check on them. I say, hey, you've been sitting in the dark for a while. Let's get you out of there, you know. I know you're just a toy, but you make us happy. Yeah, I know it's just a toy back there, but he makes me happy, you know. And I don't think that's anything wrong with that. Yeah, 2019, 2020. You know, we really missed each other, and look what happened. We got so used to being away from each other, and now everyone here in Melbourne, not everyone, but look, we have these disgruntled few people who want to go back to working from home. They'd love another pandemic. Look, I mean, they'd love another incident that would cause them to stay home. I don't want to be sarcastic about it. I'm someone who kept working through because I was like essential dude, you know, like we need our stuff, you know, so bring it to us, you know. So I was allowed. I didn't get arrested for leaving my house, but I did get a lot of attention, like, you know, not wearing your seatbelt as you're going through the you know, checkpoint. Oh, yeah, I'll never forget that. Policemen in leather pants. I just knew. Those leather pants told me everything. You're gonna write me a ticket. I didn't even argue. I said, yeah, man, sorry, I had the seatbelt under my arm, that's all. And I went, oh, sorry, I was just, you know, it was bothering my neck. Sorry, I don't have to write you a ticket now. You have to wear your seatbelt properly. I was like, yeah, all right. Thanks, man. Yeah, COVID was awesome. I mean, in a way, interpersonally, we learned how much we missed each other. You know, that's what I thought. We learned how much we missed seeing our nearby people that we could see so many times whenever we wanted. What? Yeah, well, that's it. You know, if you've got good people around you, you're blessed. You know that you'll never have to do things so terribly hard on your own if you know you've got good people somewhere that care about you. You know, even if, you know, you're going to cope on your own. Yeah, you'll certainly cope on your own. The seatbelt. See, I mean, after I of course wear my seatbelt now, you know, after that. So I can't say that it was so terrible to learn my lesson. I'm glad. You know, when I got caught on the mobile phone talking, and I was, yeah, I shouldn't have. My boss was calling and I got done. And then the policeman said, you just don't answer the phone, doesn't matter who it is. And I thought, yeah, well, he's right. I should have been thinking that way, you know, like, instead of kind of breaking the law. Remember that song? Breaking the law, doing the wrong thing. Like, it doesn't pay in the end. Like, I think always better to do the right thing. Like, I know how square that sounds, but I think it's better to be safe than sorry. And most of those age-old things are true. You know, I wouldn't argue with most of those things. Like, a stitch in time saves 9. You know, the things you do now are saving you a lot of trouble later. You know, if you just get a few things done today, tomorrow won't be as bad, won't be as hard, won't be as arduous or difficult or perplexing. If you've started unpicking the threads tonight, by tomorrow you could be making a new pattern, you know. But if you haven't unpicked those threads overnight, if you haven't thought things through, you know, like, because my grandma was a dressmaker, tailor, seamstress, yeah, trained from primary school. She just knew how to cut patterns by eye. She didn't use those bits of paper. She cut the patterns by eye. She knew the size. She knew the scissor angle. She was one out of you know, very few who knew how to do that kind of thing, who had a feeling for it. Like my other grandma, she had an amazing memory where she could actually recount an entire book that she'd memorized and knew when exactly it was a turn page sentence that went from one page to the next. She knew this mentally. And this is a girl who only had primary school education. So the responsibility was on them to become educated. Nobody was there to educate you. You had to do a lot of that yourself. You were shown things, but you had to pick it up and move with it. You couldn't sit there and get coached for hours on end, you know? Yeah, like now, look, kids get a lot of help, but I think schoolwork's always challenging. It doesn't matter what it is. We look at kids' schoolwork now and think it's basic stuff, but it's not. they still have to wrap their heads around the question of, why am I doing this? What's it for? What am I going to do with this information? Where am I going to process it? How's it going to be handy for me? When will I get a chance to talk about the capital city of wherever that we're studying? Or, look, the best part is be open to the information. I tell my child, just tell me everything. Tell me what you learned. I want to learn. I don't know anything. Tell me. Tell me about polar bears. Tell me about, all the things they learn is things that we forget. When's the last time you thought about Antarctica or a polar bear or tectonic plates? These are things that we're blessed to have reminded of. I have my daughter who comes home to show me her PowerPoint presentations and her whatever things, her little tablet creations. Like, look, Dad, I made a background, have a look. She said, oh, hang on, it's not centered. She went to the trouble of cropping it, fixing it, and adding some stuff around, border around, And now the Victorian government here is, they're withdrawing the laws so that now from next year, the kids who have been so well trained now in using their own devices, they're being told you can't bring them to school anymore. Sorry. Well, what was all that for, VicGov? Why did we each have to go and spend $2,980 only to be told that our investment is now going to collect dust on the shelf at home? Because you've changed your mind about it? I haven't. I encourage her. I bought you this tool. I really want you to learn everything you can. I let her do what she wants. She can play Minecraft. She can play Roblox. That's all learning. That's all learning. That's all maths. It's geometry. It's every system. Victorian education system. The Victorian education system. The Victorian education system. You know how many times I've heard that? Gone over and over and over, reinventing itself every 18 months for my entire life. I've seen the laws overhauled and hauled in again, changed and refined and put back again. Oh, go back to the 3 R's. Oh no, it's not about that. It's about cooperative learning. Oh no, it's not just about that. It's about cooperative learning and science. Well, I know, science and cooperative learning. Let's sit around making jigsaw puzzles. Teachers have had it up to here with the amount of ridiculous bureaucratic changes that have occurred in this state, the nanny state, that just does not let teachers do their jobs. The teachers are trained to teach. Let them. Why are you going to take everything away from people? Because you need something to do. High-level management. We all know. We all know about your high-level management and your private car park that you're running here in City of Melbourne. Just raking it in. Just destroying the economy here. Destroying it. Charging everybody $200 a pop for visiting Melbourne, double parking because they have to. And there you are, vaping and having a coffee and having the time to line up because your car's safe inside the City of Melbourne private car park. And no, I won't tell you where it is. You're going to feel sick when you see it. You're going to know where all your money went. These people live off the fat of the land. Skinny guy told you so. I lost count of the punishment I received for trying to service Melbourne. Trying to service Melbourne's hospitality trade. You're going to get reamed left, right and centre by parking officers, by basically every street sign you find. They put huge, enormous concrete planters inside a loading zone and gracefully put a no standing sign either side of those concrete plants in a street that can barely fit a single horse through, let alone traffic. Unbelievable. Thanks for putting concrete planters at the loading zone so that when you're queuing up getting your coffee, city people, you can just simply get our numbers and mail us the fine. You know, this is great revenue raising here, but don't you realize we have to pay our taxes after all that? Eddie, what's going on, Eddie? Eddie and the Cruisers, got to watch that film. Hey, right now, I know I'm definitely going to come back, guys, but I've got to go to a video conference call in like a little while, so I got to keep the life in the battery for my. I've got a terrible phone, I must say. I'm the most understated producer out there. All I do is use what I got. Okay, I've got ancient computers, I've got ancient music equipment, I've got an ancient phone. All my apps are outdated, you know, but here I am. I try and keep up. My gallery's full. I'm bursting at the seams, but I have room. I have room for you. I have room to connect with you and for us to be able to achieve something. Now, yeah, okay, that sounds a bit awkward, right? You don't want to achieve things with me. I get it. I don't want you to if you don't want to. I don't want you to come along with me, really, if you don't want to. That's a kind of an unwillingness that I wouldn't want to do that to anyone. Like, I wouldn't take you on a boring trip that you wouldn't want to go on. So, but here, I invite you into my car, sit with me. I'll tell you everything I know. I won't hold back. I'm as honest as I can get. I won't name names. I won't ruin anyone's reputation. It's not what I'm into. It's not what I'm into. I'm into empowering people, and I think everyone can do this. It's harder than it seems. It's actually very hard to find the positives in people, especially when they can test you and really make you feel like there's not much positive about them at this moment. But nice big breath, which my human angel taught me to relax and really understand what's going on. I'm so thankful. I'm almost hold back tears for you, because I really feel like just to see your words, right? When you spoke, when you wrote, I just see the words, and it's just like just like a hand telling you, just touching you on it, like your mum touching you on the forehead, and you fall asleep when you got a fever, you know, that cool hand. It's not cold, it's a cool hand. It can be warm, but it's cool most of the time. I felt that. I'm so thankful for you. You know who you are. You helped me a lot. I mean it. It's things like that that make a huge difference to somebody. Just a bit of kindness, just the smallest amount of kindness for somebody. It costs nothing. You don't know what it does for people. You don't know how amazing the world gets when you try, when you really do your best. To say thanks with genuine thanks, like not just, oh, thanks for that. Although I expected it, I'm glad I got some. I don't feel that way. Hey, Tyrone! My man! Where you at? Oh, thank you for coming back. I'm on fire today. I love it. Tyrone, he's a dude, make me happy, man, when he comes. He like, you know, everything's fine. Everything's fine. Tyrone in the house, man. Wouldn't it be good we're out somewhere? What up, man? Yay! Oh, yeah. You gotta keep hustling, bro, you know. You gotta keep, can't quit, can't do it. You know, even you said, man, it's in there. Up that moving train, man. Locomotive. That train's going. Whatever that train is, whether it's the money train or the broke train, it's running. So look, whether you're broke or rich as a king, right? I don't think it matters. as long as you've that energy with you, as long as you've got that impetus, that power, and the will to want to move on. Yeah, that's right. Money does not make itself. We're the makers. We're the makers. We invented money, you know? It didn't make us. We made it. We know that. When we used that chicken and egg thing, that's an easy one. We made the money. We didn't find it. Found some good people today. Yeah. If you've got the energy and the strength to get up and make your harvest, whatever it is, gather the fruit, go fishing, do a day's work, pick up your paycheck, go and supply your bread to the people you love, all those things. I know it sounds so biblical, but that's how to be. That's how to be. Share with your people, love your people. Hey, do you want a sandwich? I'm starving. Are you, it's easy as that. Most people don't want one, You're gonna lose bread, man. Don't you see? You feed your brother, he feeds you. You feed your sister, she feeds you. It's hand in hand. It's all hand in hand. Nothing is your hand losing. You can't lose when you're kind. You can be too kind to the wrong people. Yes, that happens. I'm sorry. There are people who will take you to your limit and clean you out and maybe rob you, okay? But can you be easy about that? Can you even forgive that? Like when some pretty heavy dudes once came to buy a car from me, and I was selling it really, really cheap, okay? I sold this at a very cheap price, but I was in a real fix, right? I had no time to get the full value from this thing. I had to get rid of it and pay out my loans. These loans, they were going to kill me. They would not kill me, but I was going to lose big time if I could not pay this car. So I thought, well, I have to get rid of it. So I did. But these dudes came and look, I cleaned it up. I had it all nice and beautiful for them. I threw in 2 extra rims, brand new rims with tires, brand new, extra plus the spare. That's 4 wheels plus 3, all with the tools, everything you need. Guess what? Well, I went out to get the spare key because I forgot about the spare key. I get back. The guy has filled that van with all my shit. They robbed me, like in front of me. And if I'd have reacted, would they have bought the car? Alright, I shouldn't have let that happen. But I was scared. I kind of got scared that they had that brazen kind of gumption, to just rob me in broad daylight and take my car at half the value. And I knew that. But anyway, what are you going to do when you meet a guy called Tony? But all right, maybe I made that name up. Maybe I didn't. But what are you going to do when you meet that guy? You're going to actually think twice about saying no, because you got children, you've got, dependents, you've got people to care for. And you don't want this kind of trouble. So I thought, well, look, he's taking my car, he's taking all whatever shit he can grab, okay. So he took tools, he took my power tools and my whatever, all that stuff. Whatever. So I lost some things, and time goes on and I'm looking for things that aren't there anymore. And all right, I know where they went missing. I know exactly when that happened. I'm not completely silly. But yes, you can be too kind and allow the devil in. And the devil is going to have his way with you if you're too open with that, Like, I know some people that, all right, look, we go way back, we're friends, but, there are limits that they often cross too, that I know they're going to utilize me in ways that I don't want to be utilized right now. Like, I haven't got the time for that. I'm happy to help them out. It's not that I can't help them out, but it's often that I have to actually physically go do something, and they won't. And that kind of irks me, because often I think you've got the same amount of arms and legs that I have, but for some reason it's come to me to do this, you know, and I feel like, yeah, that does irk me a bit. The world can be very cruel sometimes, but at least we have friends to help us. Yeah, that's right. Hey, Marty, you should be saying all this out loud. Come on. I know you can. If you can articulate it that well, not that I should be looking at it, but I could see. You got perfect articulation there. I strongly suggest you jump on with me. Go live to live one day. Let's just chat. Let's just have it out. Your friends, I'll tell you about mine, and maybe you'll be glad you've got yours and not mine. Or the other way. You might feel like, oh, gee, I could have better friends than the ones I've got, you know. So hence this whole reach, the Magpie and Friends, it's like, it's my wish to want to connect. It's just a social media thing for me. It's not about the money. I've said that a million times already. Maybe not a million times. I've said it about 30 times that I do not want money, donations. I do not want anything. You don't have to press buttons. You can, if you just come to see me, drop in. I'm holding back the tears of appreciation, really. I never could have done this before, and without you, I wouldn't be able to, actually. It's not the same as just recording videos of yourself. It's not the same. I've been on this thing for so long, and I know the power of this thing. There's a true power in the live connect, right now, right here. Everything you hear, unscripted, nothing prepared, absolutely no production value, okay, for any kind of commercial interest. And I like it that way. I want you to be able to come for a drive with me, okay? And there's no credits rolling. There's no executive producers. There's none of that. We don't have anything. We don't want any of that. We don't want to kill the golden goose. The golden goose is our connection to each other. It's nothing money can buy. All right, if you're a premium user and you're using YouTube, that's great. Me too. I love premium. I use premium. I've always done it because I want to sit and watch who I want to watch. Everyone. You know, Kyle, Tucker, everyone, whoever, everyone I love listening to. And I don't want ads, so I'll pay the money. I'm happy with that. And I'm the same. I don't want ads on my stuff, but okay. If you want to put ads on my stuff and people are good enough to sit through them, but I wouldn't ask you to. Well, that's right. Look, I'm just being what I wish I found. I wish I just came across a channel that didn't ask me to donate money, because I haven't got any. As much as I wish I could. All that thing people say with Patreon and all this, I wouldn't have a clue about asking for money. It's not a thing I've done. It's not a thing I'll do. It's not a thing I've ever got in the habit of doing. Anytime I needed money, I quickly went and just got some, you know, in the right way. Anyway, guys, it's 3 o'clock and I really have to get on a video call, but I will be back, I swear. And there's nothing that I love more than coming on here at least once a day, whether through shorts or lives or whatever. Just, it's all about you. It's all about me. It's all about us. And this is all our story. I don't see this as a thing that starts and ends. It's just a thing that we carry on. And we can do this. I don't know how else to say it. We can do this together or by ourselves, but together is better. What do you think? I love you all. I really do. 35. Thank you so